Hey, how's it going? It's been a productive week for me, and I managed to find some time to perhaps give you a little update on what is happening on the ground in the Singapore property market. Surprisingly, one key trend I noticed is that despite the current COVID situation, the Singapore property market still shows some promising prospects for both buyers and sellers. In fact, I have some of my clients who told me that both the private property and HDB resale markets can be said to have exceeded expectations. However, we must not forget that the pandemic and the shift in working conditions have caused buyers to choose property differently. From what I've observed, there are some factors that change buyer behaviours and the buyer patterns in Singapore. So today, I want to highlight 6 factors that are changing buyer demands and how it impacts on the type of homes that are being bought in Singapore moving in 2021. Number 1. Sustained demand from investors and buyers due to property market stability. In 2020, several government measures were put into place to protect the buyers affected by the retrenchment and other financial situations. For example, loan repayments, temporary relief measures, the waiver of extension charges, and up to 6 months of extension for completion to developers have definitely helped to stabilize market prices and prevent panic selling. This is together with the continued local demand for property throughout the pandemic and the circuit breaker period, which has kept the market healthier than expected. Although foreign investor activity has been impacted by the pandemic and the travel restrictions, Singapore's property market still maintains a reputation as a safe and favourite for property investment. And I can expect this to pick up and fuel demand once vaccination rates become more widespread and the travel restrictions lifted sometime in the future. Number 2. Working from home is a new normal. Many managers and office workers have become used to working from home, and most companies realize that it is a viable option for conducting business. This goes on to suggest that even after the completion of the vaccination rate of Singaporeans, maybe by end of this year, some companies and employees may never return to the office, making them working from home as part of the norm of working life here. Working from home has brought about different needs from homeowners who do not have homes to equip such a situation. So some have opted to seek bigger units, often with fewer rooms, to create the feeling of having more space for different functions within the home. I have even seen some of my homeowners converted their living rooms to become home offices, and it became a permanent fixture due to the work from home arrangements. When it comes to the private and executive condominiums, current situation has also created the need for bigger units, as seen with the changing trends of buyer demand towards 3 bedrooms or larger units. Number 3. Distance to nearby amenities. Right now, amenities have proven to be even more important than ever. Where most buyers have always valued residential property within walking distance to an MRT or bus stops for ease of commuting, an increase in the working from home may reduce that premium placed on such properties located with close proximity of such transportation nodes. The accessibility of nearby amenities such as shopping centres, coffee shops, and food courts, supermarkets, fitness facilities, and even childcare options near to homes have become more popular amongst buyers in 2020 and into 2021, as a work week is typically spent mostly at home. Number 4. Quiet neighbourhood over busy areas. Although proximity to amenities is now more valued in a work-from-home landscape, this does not mean that home buyers prefer to live too close or too busy to noisy neighbourhood centres. In fact, with the increased need for more concentration at home now, many will be looking for a quieter, more peaceful neighbourhood which are more conducive to home office, as most of the time is being spent at home instead of at office. Number 5. Nearby parks or greenery preferred. The demand for green homes has seen parks and other forms of greenery become a preference among homeowners when purchasing property in the post-COVID-19 times because of being stuck at home. This has led to many home buyers to choose greener properties in a sense of closeness to either parks or at least park connectors that allow them for scenery viewing, cycling, exercise to balance the stationary nature of working from home. Number 6. more buyers looking to resale markets. Although the pandemic has not dampened consumer demand by too much, it has resulted in construction and launch delays from property developers. Because the pandemic, travel restrictions, and the recent outbreak among our foreign workers impacted the logistics of materials and manpower for projects. This resulted in more home buyers turning to the immediate resale market to purchase a property instead, especially if they have urgent needs for a home. Last year, in Q4 2020, resale transactions surpassed developer sales, which is a first since Q4 2018. Although future development projects will likely have launch dates make a buffer for these logistic challenges, the resale market will continue to see some increased demand until at least the housing needs of those impacted by the initial pandemic period have been met. Now, how many of these trends will continue into 2021 and beyond? Most of the mentioned changes to the buyer needs are likely to continue at least in 2021. However, as there are many uncertainties about the global pandemic, it is all difficult to tell where things will head towards in the later part of 2021 as well as early 2022. Are you buying property in 2021? If you are in the market for property in the coming year, many of these considerations may be of importance to you. It's important to search for a property that fulfills these factors, but I feel which is more important is to be able to finance what you can buy in a sustainable manner, especially given the current economic uncertainty. The careful planning of your financial resources and a good mortgage package that achieves the best outcome without putting too much strain on your wallet will be very important. Because demand and prices of property in Singapore has remained stable or have increased even in this climate. I hope this episode brought some insights into your property journey. Take care.